The jungle was silent, almost too silent. Every seal knew it, could feel it, the kind of silence that pressed against your ears and made your chest tighten. Somewhere across the murky river, a shooter was waiting. They couldn't see him, they couldn't hear him, but every man there felt his eyes on them, as if the jungle itself had grown teeth. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're watching from. I love knowing who's listening. Whispers rippled through the squad like dry leaves in the wind. "Where's the shooter?" one muttered under his breath, his voice cracking despite years of training. No one answered, because no one knew. It was the kind of tension that gnawed at the back of your skull, leaving even the toughest soldier feeling exposed and small. Chief Weller clenched his jaw. He'd led his men through fire and storms, but this was different. His instincts screamed danger, but his eyes told him nothing. Across the water, shadows moved, twisted by the shifting current and the thick green canopy above. He thought of his wife back home, of her last words before he deployed. "Promise me you'll come back." He had promised, but promises didn't stop bullets. The air was damp, heavy with the scent of mud and decay. Mosquitoes whined, but no one flinched. Every rifle was raised, every breath measured. The men wanted to believe they were hunters, but right now they felt like prey. Then it happened. A faint ripple in the river, so small it could have been a fish. But the river carried secrets, and this one was human. At first, no one noticed. But then the figure rose slowly from the water. A sniper, face painted black and green, emerging like a phantom from the depths. His rifle glistened with droplets, his eyes cold and unshaken. He had been there all along, watching, waiting. A murmur swept through the seals. Fear, awe, disbelief. One man tightened his grip on his weapon, his finger trembling near the trigger. But Chief Weller raised his hand. Not yet. Because war wasn't always about who fired first. It was about who understood the game being played. And in that frozen moment, Weller felt the weight of a question pressing on him. Do we kill the man who hasn't yet pulled his trigger? Or do we wait, risking our lives, but preserving the sliver of humanity left in this jungle? The men's eyes were on him, silently demanding an answer. Seconds stretched into eternities. The sniper didn't move. Neither did they. The only sound was the river's endless pull, carrying fragments of leaves and broken branches downstream. Then, in a sudden blur, the sniper lifted his rifle. Not toward the seals, but toward the tree line behind them. A shot cracked like thunder. Bark exploded from a tree. And then, silence again. A body fell from the shadows above, crashing into the undergrowth. Another gunman, one none of them had seen, lay lifeless in the dirt. The sniper lowered his rifle, his face unreadable, his body half submerged once more. And before anyone could speak, he melted back into the river, swallowed by its depths, as if he had never been there at all. For a long moment, no one spoke. The squad was frozen, hearts pounding in unison. And then, slowly, a sound began to ripple among them. Not fear, not panic, but quiet, almost reverent awe. He had saved them. The man they thought was their enemy had been their unseen protector. Chief Weller let out a breath he hadn't realized he was holding. His men lived. The mission continued. But he would carry that image forever. A lone sniper, rising from the water not to kill, but to shield. Because sometimes, in the darkest places, humanity survives in the most unlikely of forms. Because kindness doesn't vanish. It waits, and it finds its way back. And as the river flowed on, carrying secrets and ghosts. The seals would never forget the day they whispered, "Where's the shooter?" only to learn he had been watching over them all along. If this story moved you, take a second to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Every story we tell here is a reminder that even in the shadows, courage and kindness can still shine through.